Right now, the Home Depot has spring deals under $20. So no matter what you're working on, the deals are blooming at the Home Depot with savings on plants, flowers, soil, and more. Then light up your outdoor space with Hampton-based string lights. Was $34.97, now only $19.99. And get the grill going with two 16-pound bags of Kingsford charcoal. Was $19.98, now only $17.88. Don't miss spring deals under $20 now through May 7th at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, valid on select items only.
Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo. Shadow Show.
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 Shadowing it.
Shadowing it. What a lovely way to start a Monday, to come in here with Stugotz and Greg and see Greg Cote talking about how much his body hurts because he may have danced a little too much this weekend.
It happens.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. I mean, I was there, but, it takes video evidence for me to believe that I was dancing that much. So.
Usually in weddings that I've been to with my dad, you have to drag him onto the dance floor.
That's true. Right.
This one,
not this time.
You'd see him and he's just making his way out there.
I'll tell you what that was. That's the joy of relief. The youngest one is out. I could live for myself as the giant toddler I've always wanted to be.
Well,
I'm free of responsibility now.
The parenting never stops, Dan.
Michael, she's your problem.
Well, that's true. And she
I don't know her name. I got that
Tati,
wrong.
he's your problem now.
That's a fine.
Tatiana.
That is a fine.
Venmo fine, I think.
It is a fine.
Not anymore. You've been gone a while.
Sorry.
So it's Stugotz.
Yeah.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Billy, hockey's fun, huh?
I've been told that the hockey playoffs are fun. Unfortunately, down here in Florida, we've only had one, and it was a cakewalk, and we knew exactly how it was going to go. So I'm hoping the next round down here for the Panthers is fun. But, wow, you score a game-tying goal with, a second and a half left in regulation. Oof, hockey.
Greg.
Yeah. What do you need?
What happened?
Why are you grabbing your microphone, making all sorts of noise as if we didn't already start the show and you don't know where the microphone's supposed to be?
Okay.
Because you danced too much this weekend, Greg?
I mean, he is coming off a big wedding weekend.
No, are you going to be this today? Are you going to be this?
Okay, I don't need to be scolded by you. Greg's sort of in a bad mood.
Yeah, boy.
For a couple of different reasons. An unnamed voice in my head, while we're on the air, told me to move over a little to my left, so I did as I was instructed, and I therefore had to move my microphone. If it made a tiny little sound, I cry your pardon, sir. Now go on with your show and leave me alone. Christ almighty. Treat me like a child. I warned Christopher I'm not in the mood to be scolded on the air for something that wasn't my fault.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So.
I treat you like a child because you are one. Because you danced this weekend like a fool because you got rid of the young one.
Well, whether I got rid of him or not is a whole nother question. But
you never get rid of the kids.
How old is he?
Never.
Isn't he like 40?
No, he's like 33.
Yeah.
In fact, he is 33.
Yeah.
So he's not like 33. He's been 33 for several months.
Tell me about the wedding. What hurts? Where does your body hurt? Why does it hurt? And how was the best man speech? Because I assume, I don't think I have this wrong, I don't know that Michael has a lot of best men to choose from, but like here at Meadowlark with the executive producer chair, this is the best we got. And so his best man isn't the best. It's just the best the pirate ship's got.
I don't know how to take what you're saying right now.
that's
And neither do I.
Quite a compliment.
It's not a compliment.
That your brother made you the best man because his choices made you the best man.
Well, that's what you do, right? With brothers, when you have friends, you don't know which one to choose. You're just like, all right, the brother, easy choice.
No, you two are very close.
No, we are, but it's like he has other friends that he could have chosen, but you just
No, a brother breaks the tie.
You just make it easy.
It gets him out of a bad
Tie
spot.
goes to the brother.
it's honestly what I did. It's what I did. I had friends I could have chose, and I just, you choose your brother.
I mean, way back in the day, I chose Uncle Dick. You choose your brother. It's the default.
He chose Dick.
You sort of have to.
Yeah.
But the speech was, I don't want to oversell it, but I got praises the rest of the night. People coming up to me, oh man, you really are the funnier brother. That was one of my lines in the thing.
Yeah.
That I'm the funnier brother. But
Can we see that speech and see if it holds up in court? Can we get the audience to decide with the expectation of funny?
You told us on Friday you didn't want to make it about you.
Well, I had to throw in some zingers.
It's okay. Look, I've got sources on this, and I'm surprised. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me. You guys will have to explain to me what I missed this weekend at Michael's wedding as Greg released. He received his freedom, and now the only one left to raise a child is Erlene, who has this giant toddler now at home, who is a granddad, and it's been a delight to watch him be that. Good God, it's the softest him I've ever seen. He's so much more delightful with them than he ever was with these young boys that he ruined with all of his parenting.
True.
And Chris made a good speech, according to the discerning eye of Greg Cote, who knows what good writing sounds like.
It was a very good speech. He really overthought it, and by that's a compliment. He was concerned about particular words and how it would sound and what he should say, what he shouldn't say. He put a lot into it, and it was long. I'm going to be very honest. It was like 7.5 minutes long.
Too long?
Too long?
I
say
didn't
it, Greg.
that.
Too long?
No, it was longish.
It might have been
Too long?
But he nailed it.
I did it quicker because when I was recording it in my house, I went so thorough with it that I recorded how long it would take, and it took me 9 minutes in my kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you do it, you get a little.
You
nervous.
did a practice run, huh?
Oh, multiple.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I told him not to hurry it because when you're a little nervous or whatever, you tend to talk too fast. So I told him to take your time. You got.
Was it too long?
No, it wasn't.
You said it was longish.
I said it was longish, but the time flew. Let's put it this way.
You noticed it was long, though. The time must not have flown that fast if you noticed it was long.
After the fact, somebody told me it was 7.5 minutes long, and
Why
I was
was
surprised.
anyone timing it?
Because people
Because it was
do
too
that.
long. Because
People do that or whatever.
People.
No,
Okay,
it's because they
here
were
you go.
videoing it
Whatever.
and they just looked at their videos.
Right. I mean,
And it's at 7:30.
It's called
Right.
technology.
On Friday, we spoke strategy with Chris Cote. We were trying to give him a pep talk of what to do. One of the things that was discussed was should he just redo Greg's speech from the rehearsal dinner the night before and see how long before Greg noticed that he just recycled his speech.
That would have been funny.
I'm assuming he didn't do that. He also was talking about pranking his brother and making him drink some sort of pickle juice or something.
Vienna sausage juice. I ended up referencing the Vienna sausage prank that he did with me. Did a callback to it, but I did not actually bust out the Vienna sausage.
So what did you bore everyone with for 7.5 minutes? You didn't do any of the pranks or anything we practiced?
No, I did some fun stories about them, and I think it went well.
Okay.
It was really good, and I will say that fun snippets from his best man speech are exclusively on the Greg Cote Show podcast,
Nice.
which dropped this
We
morning.
could play it here.
So listen to it.
If there were any
No,
communication
let's not play
between
it.
any
Said
of the
exclusively,
entities,
I
we
mean.
would bring the universes together and it would be delightful. Instead, we will just tell people and we'll have no planning. And instead, we will have an executive producer who hasn't been thinking about the show. And
Well, no, it's actually very intentional. He doesn't want it played here.
no,
Right.
and a old man at 70 who now has his freedom.
He's thinking about a show, his own show. I mean,
Shouldn't I?
Well, but this is yes, you should. But the question I now want to ask, based on the information I've just been given, are you guys telling me that he made the rehearsal speech? How long was that? Because I can imagine him really falling.
long as he wants.
I imagine he could really fall in love with his own voice there.
Yeah.
Was he brief or did he go months?
It was shorter than mine by a lot.
wow.
It was a few minutes. It was 3
It's
or
also
4
a different speech. The father at the rehearsal dinner, much less pressure than the best man speech.
minutes. Yeah, that's true.
Debatable.
And the one nitpick on his best man speech is that I fed him a couple of funny lines.
Terrible jokes.
He chose not to use. See,
Well-
Michael, look, my newlywed has a little phobia, a little fetish, he never shows his bare feet.
Oh, thank God.
He just doesn't.
Thank God.
Like when I tell you
strange
I'm his
thing to
brother,
thank
and
God
I've
for.
seen his feet maybe 2 or 3 times in my entire life.
That's
Right.
strange.
Oh, wow. Okay, so wait a minute. This is not a fetish, and I don't know if it's a phobia, but you guys have certainly revealed it would appear your brother or son's greatest insecurity on air.
And we pointed it out the night before at dinner. We're like, oh, should I joke about this? And Michael very clearly was like, don't do this.
I know, but we kid about it all the time.
But
it's like
that's
an
the
open
family.
secret
That's
in the family.
No, but that's an inner circle. He clearly is ashamed of his feet.
What's wrong with that?
No, he has beautiful
He
feet.
gets super defensive about there's nothing wrong with them. I just don't like not wearing socks.
No,
Like he
they're
gets
beautiful
super
feet.
mad. But Dad, why don't you pitch the joke that you wanted me to say? It's a real doozy.
I have to hear this.
He must have been scarred by his father's feet as a child.
It could be.
You've got to know for sure. Like for sure.
He lashes out at my dad's feet anytime my dad
they're
brings up his feet.
disgusting. Your father's feet are disgusting.
They look like dinosaur
Just
feet.
because we
What
had
is that?
thousands of people come over and see his toenail doesn't make the feet disgusting. They're prehistoric. That's not a human being's feet. That's an animal's feet.
Wow.
If I told you that thing lived in prehistoric times and was a pterodactyl's talon, you would say yes, it was.
Okay, you
That's a-
photoshopped that.
No,
That
that's
can't be my feet.
That is a demon gargoyle that fries chicken on or fries turkey on Thanksgiving, and that's how those feet look, like the devil's feet. If I told you,
To be fair, those are from prehistoric times. When Greg was born.
if I told you guys,
Those
if
are
I
70-year-old
told you
feet.
guys, no other context. In fact, put that on the Twitter poll, please, at Batard Show. Do these look like the devil's feet? The devil's barefooted. The devil's got the same. The devil's got the same phobia.
Art Briles.
The devil's got the same phobia that Michael Cote has about his feet, and those feet he's scarred because his father has the devil's feet. That has been naked in bathrooms, wandering around the house for 30 years. That boy got married, and it's a miracle a woman loves him. He's been scarred by his father's feet.
Because of seeing those feet as a kid, he has foot dysmorphia.
Scarred.
Instead of body dysmorphia, he sees his feet as his father's, even though he, according to his father, has beautiful feet.
That is the worst photograph of my feet I have ever seen.
You don't say.
It's not the worst. They're worse now. That we've been telling you this for years. We've been telling you. This is what I believe.
I missed that toe.
This is what I believe. Stugotz has twice cut that toenail because we're all on record knowing that's exactly what that looks like. That's not what that. He cut those toenails and we preserved them, and people made a pilgrimage. Thousands of people.
That's true.
To come see one of those toenails, because why wouldn't you get the artifact of I've got the toenail from the devil's feet?
Yeah. That's true. I think that's the one distinction I have that perhaps nobody else on earth has.
Can you guys get Jessica on the phone, please? I think some of the funniest things she did was being truly disgusted by Greg's feet. This is on record. Greg, your feet are disgusting, and your youngest son has been scarred for life by it in a way that I now insist that Michael send us a photo of his feet.
Well, it's a joke within the family, and I fed Christopher a lot of good lines that he chose not to use.
Okay, let's do OnlyDans with your brother's feet. Let's find how many people will pay. Let's figure this out. Do it on your podcast. Build a business over there. How do we get Michael's feet seen by the public? Show us your shame. It's okay. Everybody loves feet.
He's got beautiful feet.
Why is it called OnlyDans if it's Michael?
I don't know. Because
Ryan.
you guys need my name to make money.
Yes.
Greg, tell the joke, the awful joke that you wanted me to do about my brother's feet.
Okay, there were several lines I gave him, and one of my favorites was, I don't want to say Michael's ashamed of his feet, but even when he gets a pedicure with socks on. I thought that was a funny
That's
line.
what I was working with. So that's why I left it out.
I think it would have killed. He gets a pedicure with socks on.
We got it.
I get it. I'm just not laughing.
He showers with dress shoes on. I mean, there's a million things you can say, and he chose not to do any of them. Nevertheless, his best man speech slayed. I thought it was really good.
Been saying that all weekend, and it annoys me every time.
Slade?
Yes.
Using
It's
Slade?
like a modern word to use. I mean, the
All right,
hipsters
dragon.
are saying that.
Put it on the
Dragon's
poll.
feet, yeah.
Put it on the poll.
Leave the man alone. I mean,
Seriously.
Put it on the poll.
slaying it.
Is Slade like a modern thing to say?
I think it is.
You're keeping up with the kids by complimenting his best man speech by using a verb that the kids use?
Yeah, it's Slade.
And your son's annoyed that you're doing this. Is
Apparently.
it like me and Pablo saying standing on business last week?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Actually,
That was absolutely. You got that right.
Jeez.
Okay, I just to make sure.
Still
That shit is
scarred.
gas, what he said.
that came from Lewis. 100%.
For sure.
What?
Oh, do I miss that show? Where are you guys there for him? You guys are supposed to be producing him there. You guys should be giving him that joke. I'm wondering why it is that I got from Funny Guy, Slade guy over here. I got sources that tell me, and I'd like to know which joke this was, that you had written on your piece of paper, pause for laughter.
Yes. Yes, and I actually was instructed by a comedian to actually say that line, because that's just what I'm doing. I'm pausing for laughter.
Right.
That's just a reminder for me to lay out here.
So Brad Williams told you that, huh?
And he was like, you got to say the line. Read it out loud. I didn't do it. I did not actually read
you
pause
have
for
to.
laughter.
It's funnier if you play the oath there. It's funnier if you say pause.
Ron Burgundy.
Did you do a bunch of short jokes as well? I mean,
I told him to say pause for laughter out loud. That would have been funny.
I did a couple times in my rehearsal, but just it didn't make it to the final.
Are you going to admit who fed you the line that was your opening?
Field Yates. My opening line, my opening joke was a Field Yates.
Did you write any of your
suggestion.
speech?
Yes, I wrote all of it.
But sounds
Except
like
the
Field
opening
Yates
line.
wrote it, and Brad Williams, and Greg wrote some of it.
I thought a lot about it. I used sounding boards.
How'd you get to Field Yates in terms of like who should be giving you prep on
that for
speech?
sure
He was
is
on the
a
big show.
podcast. Yes,
No, Field happened to be on my podcast.
The Greg Cote show featuring Greg Cote. And he made it about himself and narcissism. And Field, what advice do you have for me and my interesting family?
It was a risque opening line. It got a lot of laughter, but it got some groans.
What was it?
It was they say the best man's speech is only supposed to last as long as the groom does in bed. And that got a big laugh right there. Right. So enjoy dinner, everyone.
Did you pause for laughter?
Oh, of course I did. I'm telling you, that one slayed.
It was good. No, it was great. And here's the thing. In what we play from his best man speech on my podcast, which is out today, the Greg Cote Show, he insisted that the emotional parts not be in. He wanted just the funny stuff in because it did get very emotional. And I was moved. I was touched as the father of both. I thought it was wonderful.
Enough with the sentiment. His body hurts. That's the excuse to Greg Cote today on why it is he will be bad and cranky and everything else. I do want to know how much you danced, but that was a pretty cool sports weekend. I don't know where the rest of you would begin today, and I know a lot of the story today is going to be about the Warriors and Steph Curry, as I'm like, holy shit, Winnipeg, my God.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
what a game.
What do you mean there's a hockey coach that's 9-0 in Game 7s? How is that possible? And it's just a total insanity as, Warriors, Rockets for all the stakes. Buddy Hield beats everybody because that's the night Buddy Hield.
The Buddy Hield game, man.
Now we're gonna say Steph Curry second half splur. Jimmy Butler. Oh, Buddy Hield. Okay, can you? That's a bit surprising to see all of that happen, Joe. Oh, that's how the game's played in Game 7. It's not about anybody's toughness. It's about that guy makes threes better than a lot of people, and whoa, hey, wee. And the Rockets can't score, and they're really tough. The Rockets are really tough, but Buddy Hield makes all the threes, and if he does that for any team in the league, they'll win the championship. Yeah.
Who is this person?
Yeah, really.
But isn't that what happened, though? Do I have it wrong on...
I mean, Buddy Hield had a game, yeah.
No, but
certainly.
it's not just Buddy Hield had a game. It's Buddy Hield had a game after Steve Kerr has been on a mic caught, hey, Buddy Hield, that's your teammate, Steph Curry over there. Pass him the ball. He's the best shooter ever. And Buddy Hield's like, no, tonight I'll shoot it in Game 7.
Yeah.
I'll do it, and I'm really good at it, too. Not as good as Steph Curry, because no one is.
Part of this was also, though, the Rockets just being exposed for not having enough on offense. Like, it's not like Steph or even Buddy Hield's big performance really meant that the Warriors were scoring that much. It was the fact that the Rockets did not have a go-to scorer. Şengün got shut down, and the moment that Amen Thompson wasn't at full strength, that game was over.
Well, so Draymond Green, who gets Hustle Awards and no one likes him, and he's just an unprecedented defensive beast that you just must give credit to, because the Rockets do have an excellent number one option. They do. He's excellent. I'd like him against a lot of teams all over the league. I'm not saying that he's some of these other people. I'm saying that I'm a bit startled that Draymond Green is still at this point doing that in Game 7s as the fuel and furnace for them. As, hey, the Rockets, we've seen this so many times, right? I mean, LeBron just got knocked out, and that's over there, and you're going to wonder about it. But they got Jimmy and Steph for now. And they got him to get over a Rockets team that's younger, better seeding, and tough, like a team, Ime Udoka and what they did there. They deserved a better fate than all of that. But they run into a champion at the end with Jimmy Butler hanging on for life, Steph hanging on for life. Hey, we just saw LeBron get knocked out. We might not get another chance at this, really, because these young kids all want the league, Houston included.
Yes.
They beat us at home, and now we go to Game 7 over there, and they're tough. But we're tougher because we've been here longer, and then Houston will be better next year because you have to hurt like that to see, ooh, they're tougher than us.
They're going through the pain right now.
But it's not that they're tougher than you. It's just that's the day Buddy Hield made all history.
Yes. I'm not certain they're tougher.
No,
You're right. A guy just got hot.
But I'm saying,
he's a professional shooter.
But they
yes.
will go. Look, what do you think is going to be said on ESPN and what happened in Game 7? Like, you think they're going to turn on the television? It's not going to be, the Warriors just tougher mentally, tougher, stronger, bigger, faster, better. Oh, Draymond Green rules. He won that game. Like, and because he's tougher. Yeah. Isn't that what's going to happen as the hockey playoffs happen?
Yes.
As tougher, like we agree that's tougher. Yes.
In terms of credit, I agree with you. Nationally, it's going to be Steph, it's going to be Draymond Green, it's going to be Jimmy Butler. No one's talking about Buddy Hield today, and everyone should be talking about Buddy Hield today.
So can you guys? Well, that's not true. Put it on the poll at Levitt Show. Should everyone?
The guy was 9 of 11 in a closeout Game 7. I mean,
put it on the poll at
Big Shot Bud.
Put it on the poll. Is Big Shot Bud a good nickname?
Okay, so I thought I was good with money. Turns out I was really good at ignoring it. Like, how am I spending this much on delivery or Uber? Or that one shoe store that I buy too many shoes from. Then I started using Monarch Money, and dude, it's a financial wake-up call. Monarch's not just some budgeting app. It's basically your money command center. Puts everything, accounts, credit cards, investments, into one place so you're not guessing anymore. And listen, I found stuff I didn't even know I was paying for. Since I started using Monarch, I'm tracking my spending, actually saving, and yeah, even having money check-ins with my wife, and we're looking at each other and we're like, yeah, okay, we're all good. It makes the hard stuff way easier, and over 1 million households use Monarch. It was named the best budgeting app of 2025 by the Wall Street Journal. So it's not just me hyping up, it's legit. It's real. Real deal Holyfield, and get control of all of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code Dan at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code Dan.
It's Mike. You've been a fan of this show, hopefully, for a long time, and you know how much Miller Lite means to me. For almost 20 years, Miller Lite has been a partner of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz, and now Miller Lite is celebrating its 50th anniversary. Cheers to them. Cheers to 50 incredible years. And for you at home, you know that Miller time always means a good time. From game night to parties with friends or a special anniversary, celebrating important occasions means more moments with the coolest people in your life. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Lite, the great tasting light beer for people who love beer since 1975. Now's a perfect time to celebrate legendary stories with friends, family, and a great tasting light beer. It's Miller time. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Folks, listen up. If you run anything online these days, a podcast, a merch store, whatever it is, you're basically forced to wear 12 hats. Marketing? Sure. Customer service? Why not? And now you're supposed to be your own IT department? Kinsta is managed WordPress hosting, which means you get blazing fast site speeds, top-tier security, and a dashboard that doesn't look like it was built in 2006. And if something goes sideways, real humans, not bots, to help you 24/7. No scripts, no sorry I don't understand replies. Kinsta takes the stress out of tech stuff so you can actually focus on your business. Or in our case, more time watching games, arguing nonsense, and delivering the hottest take possible. No messing with settings, no panic troubleshooting, just smooth sailing. Tired of being your own website support team? Switch your hosting to Kinsta and get your first month free. And don't worry about the move, they'll handle the whole transition for you. No tech expertise required. Just visit kinsta.com/Dan to get started. That's KINSTA.com/Dan.
Dan Le Batard.
What do I got here? I got a Magnum condom. We won't get that out.
That's shocking.
Stugotz.
Here's a picture of Christopher when he was like 3 years old.
Right next to the condom.
Yeah.
As a subtle reminder.
Yeah.
Never forget.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Look, Stugotz is right in that that was the only difference here. Because if you look at the stars on both teams, all the stars were somewhere between 21 and 27 points.
They canceled each other out.
The difference is always in the role players. And I think in the NBA right now, we've seen it in this first round more than ever. It actually doesn't matter if you have the best star. It matters that your team is the deepest. You're only as good in the NBA right now as your weakest link. And there's been people writing about this recently, which is that the stardom has gotten to be so good. The superstars are so excellent and so consistent that James Harden in Game 7, it's the total aberration. It's a total aberration where most of the stars will play well. It's up to those role players to make you a championship level team.
Which is why the Heat got bounced the way they did.
That's exactly right. Yes. It wasn't about the fact. I mean, it is. Look, Harden, Hero and Adebayo are not the best duo that we're seeing in the playoffs, but it's not about the fact that they fell short. It's the fact that after the two of them, what else was there for Miami? Nothing.
And you would think Wiggins, but he's not there. And there's no option to be the third and fourth.
Well, and that's the difference with the Warriors. Right? Wiggins becomes Butler, and that's
Clippers.
where they're great.
The Clippers.
Oh, you really messed that one up, huh, Dan?
I mean, you thought Zubac was going to be a difference maker.
Oh, the Clippers. I'm the guy who always goes to the strip club and falls in love with the other stripper who I think loves me.
Nicholas Batum.
Oh, my God. I'm that guy. What a horrible thing to see in the mirror.
You still have the Pacers.
Oh, my beloved Pacers, thank you.
That won't last.
I feel like Tony was with you.
They're up 1-0.
That won't last. Come on.
Oh, Tony was with me.
And then he went off to Mexico.
Okay, but Tony was with me, but it wasn't. Really? So what knocks me out, makes me look like an idiot, is a dunk at the buzzer off of that Jokic shot? That's what, really? That's what's going to, I went to sleep last night feeling bad at the end of another night when I went to the strip club and I thought that stripper fell in love with me and I fell in love with her that night. Mm-hmm. James Harden is, and I feel so bad for being so dumb.
They lost to Russell Westbrook.
And DeAndre Jordan.
Tyronn Lue. Zer.
Hey.
They lost to a team that fired its coach 9 games before the end of the season. And here's the best part. Here's where I knew I was doomed. This was the sinking feeling. We've been here, right? Jamal Murray and Jokic are 0 for 9. Nuggets up by 3. When he talks about role players on this one, do you realize, and not enough people will be talking about Buddy Hield, and not enough people will be talking about what Jeremy's talking about, which is a precision in the sport that has made it so that there are a lot of three-point shooters who can really change the outcome of how some teams are seen long term.
To Jeremy's point, if Dylan Brooks has the game that Buddy Hield had last night, Houston wins that game.
Correct, but look, we can drop that ingredient in any NBA game, and the analysis afterward will still be about toughness and whatever the things are. But what I did want to say to you that comes from the old analysis simplified, we've been saying for a long time that role players or trade deadline pieces are what win championships, and I have not agreed with that. For the longest time, I've always thought that superstars and monster talents do that, and it's not about George Hill. But the superstars have gotten so good, and the people next to them have gotten so good at the threes that Steve Kerr is yelling at Buddy Hield, Buddy, you stop dribbling. Steph's over there. He's better at this than you are. Yeah, most nights. But every once in a while, in 100 shots, it'll be Buddy Hield is the one who makes the threes. And now, again, small sample sizes, right? So before that series, you know what the key to that series was through 6 games? I could say the key. That pirate Steven Adams. He was plus 53 when he was on the court, minus 39 when he wasn't. He played a bunch of minutes last night, minus 9. Why? Buddy Hield.
Yep.
That's why, because Buddy Hield is raining threes. And I ask a couple of questions about Buddy Hield as I really want to celebrate him today for real. Not everyone should be talking about Buddy Hield and then we won't talk about it again. who are the greatest athletes in the history of the Bahamas? I wish to know this because I want to know Buddy Hield's. I'd like to make Buddy Hield the star he deserves to be today because he carried basketball, and we should be talking about hockey, but Buddy Hield did something last night. We were all curious because we were waiting for Steph to do that.
I think there are so few superstars, athletes from the Bahamas that Jazz Chisholm gets to be in the conversation.
All right,
top five, probably.
I'd like a top five. I don't know if that is true, but we will find out momentarily. The thing that I wanted to say, though, that is true about the analysis today now, Buddy Hield is a player, and I keep getting told that whatever it is that James Harden is in Game 7s, and it's dreadful, Stugotz. So it's just elimination games for James Harden. Like, he just simply
He gets eliminated.
Yes, that's correct. Buddy Hield doing this on the road, it can be proven empirically that role players shrink Game 7s on the road. On the road in general, but Game 7s on the road, you cannot trust your role player. I believe that's a thing from the past. I believe the sharpshooting has gotten so good that we're going to see all of that analysis have to change in the face of, no, man, we all know any of these guys in this league now can make 9 of 11 threes on a night.
And they can completely take the crowd out of it. That's what happened in Houston. Like when Golden State started going crazy early, and it was Buddy Hield in particular, by halfway through the second quarter, Houston was their crowd was completely out of the game. They knew what was happening to them, and it eliminated home court advantage. So the little advantage that you might have from having that better regular season is annihilated by these role players going off that way.
And it'll be more and more the postseason is what everyone plays for because all you need is it doesn't matter whether you're a 7 or a 2 if you could trade for Jimmy Butler and then just rain threes. Like, it does. What difference does it make? You can give away the whole regular season, and Draymond will be there in the playoffs when you need him to shut someone down in Game 7.
Well, and that's where the depth comes into play, right? Because you need to be able to have enough guys that can get you through the regular season just to get to the postseason. The Warriors didn't want to be in the play-in. They really wanted to be in the postseason because they risked the potential for injury, whether it was to Jimmy or anybody else. And so now they get to move on, but all of these teams are in this really precarious spot of how do we know that we're actually the better team? Because there are so many veterans that are not really giving their best effort through the regular season.
What do you guys do with this? Rockets not named Amen Thompson shot 5 for 20 on layups in that game. So if you make all of those, you ward off Buddy Hield. I mean, we can do this analysis in ways that are funny, right? But as you extend the game, right? Because this part, I mean, God, this is one of the most interesting things that's happening in the evolution of human beings. Yeah, Steven Adams, you can only take that body so far, all of that stuff so far. Here comes Buddy Hield from 3. And everyone get out of the way. It doesn't matter, Ime Udoka, what you were doing all season.
He's making his shots.
It does not matter.
Well, and to the same point, right? If you look at the Cavs on the other side in Game 1 against the Pacers, they made 9 threes. That's the first single-digit three-point game of the year for the Cavs. So they did that in Game 1 on their home floor. It didn't matter that they were at home. Sometimes the role players aren't going to show up when you're facing a new opponent, and that's where you need moments from guys like TJ McConnell that are going to show up and give you a plus 15 performance in like 23 minutes all the time.
My beloved Clippers were 32-9 down the stretch.
Yeah. Now they're watching with me and you.
First round exit the last 2 years. I've said that championship good those Clippers are if they can just stay healthy. Well, they did.
The healthiest they've ever been.
Oh, my God. That's how they went 32-9. And I feel like an idiot. I believed... I mean, it's just an idiotic thing to say. I believed in the Clippers. Nobody says that.
If they were in the East, they could have won the conference.
Perhaps.
Such a good team.
They're amazing.
Such a good
They're
team.
really so good, Dan.
Yeah, but no one thinks Boston's good.
I have some athletes born in the Bahamas.
Go ahead.
Mikhail Thompson, Clay's dad.
Who?
Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Spelled with a
Solid player.
And Freeney?
Oh, no.
Spelled M-Y.
What's the matter? I mean,
Well, I mean, yes,
old.
it's Anthony Hardaway. It's not knowing a player. He should know the spelling of his name because, Chris, you may have noticed, not much of a reader, right? He doesn't read his father's columns. He's not. I don't imagine there are many books or magazines in the house. Do you think Chris is a reader?
He read over his best man speech
like a million times.
do you think Greg ever wrote a column about Michael Thompson?
Yeah, no, would be the short answer there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Michael Thompson is from the Bahamas. DeAndre Ayton is from the Bahamas.
Wow.
Buddy Hield, as we said, Jazz Chisholm, as we said, and Kimbo Slice.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Born in the Bahamas.
The late great.
Wow.
Miami legend. R.I.P.
15 NBA teams have winning regular season records. The Clippers rank 8th. The Clippers are the only one of those 15 teams that haven't won a playoff series.
Yeah. Your Clippers.
Jokic took that shot, and Aaron Gordon ruined me with a dunk at the rim at the buzzer. Do you know that I've watched basketball all my life without ever seeing a dunk at the rim at the buzzer?
I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the NBA.
Do you know I have watched basketball the entirety of my life?
Well, it happened in college once, right?
I have
Lorenzo Charles.
No, that wasn't a dunk. It was sort of a little layup on an air ball.
Semantics.
Is it semantics?
Semantics.
I feel like he dunked it, Lorenzo Charles.
I don't. Well,
I mean, Wittenberg put up the shot. I believe it was a shot. It was not a pass. I don't want to hear about it. And then Lorenzo Charles happened to be there, and I think he slammed it home.
Okay, can you guys see if you can find that in video? We can have the reveal now because he may have this right. I did think he sort of just put the ball in, but we can then examine whether it is or it isn't a dunk. I don't think it was a dunk. It certainly wasn't an alley-oop from Jokic falling out of bounds to Aaron Gordon to ruin me. That's not what it was, even though
Aaron Gordon's was more of a dunk. I will give you that.
Well, thank you.
He flushed it.
I do appreciate that. He slayed it. Aaron Gordon on that dunk. I will tell you this: that dunk, and I've been watching Aaron Gordon for 3 years, and if he's your 4th best player, I can win a championship, sure. For 3 or 4 years, it's the reason I say Jokic is the best offensive thing I've ever seen. Gordon has done nothing but that for 4 years. He shoots threes fine, but it's just, Jokic has the ball, everyone's scared. Alley-oop, Gordon dunk. And it's like, that's an easy, fun way to play the game when you can play with that guy and be more athletic than everyone else.
Orlando originally tried to make him their number 1. That's who the Orlando Magic have been for all these years.
And when he was their number 1, he was Tyler Hero.
He wasn't quite Tyler Hero.
Yeah, okay.
He was a fantasy stud, though. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, my God. The stats he would put up.
Dunk champion.
Oh, my God. 49 out of 50.
That's what defeated me. Greg Cote, the hockey weekend, did it grab you?
Oh, my gosh. I have to tell you. Okay, for me, I know we're talking about NBA, and we should be, but for me, the biggest story nationally, including Canada, obviously, is the way Winnipeg won that game.
Nationally doesn't include Canada, but that's okay.
I was exhausted last night. I was exhausted from the weekend, emotionally, physically. I had to get to bed, but I'm watching the end of that Winnipeg game, and they score to make it to pull within 1 goal. All right, there's 5 minutes left. I got to finish watching. 1.6 seconds left. They tie it. A double overtime. They win. Winnipeg has never won a playoff game in their history. Last night was the series.
Roy, they're good. I was telling you during the regular season. You say you don't fear them, and you're
no, I don't. Especially the way Connor Hellebuck played in the first period, giving up those two goals. But he ended up playing very well the rest of the stretch, and it was a miracle comeback by the Jets.
I don't want to make this all about the Panthers, but watching the Blues those final couple minutes with a 2-goal lead, there was multiple times the puck is in the corner, and they just let it get out. A couple times they have the puck with control, and they dump it down panicky. That's where the Panthers shine. That puck gets in the corner, they keep it there for 7 months. St. Louis couldn't keep the puck in the corner. There was way too many chances late for Winnipeg to equalize, and they get just with I don't know how that puck ends up in front of the net with seconds left.
Listen to me. You guys need to pace yourself, okay? You need to pace yourself because the first 106 years of hockey, 2-goal comebacks in the third period in a Game 7, 3 ever. 106 years. Last 2 days, 2. You guys need to slow your asses down.
Yeah.
And you don't understand that we're just still in the first round. And I need to stop hyperventilating about I fear Winnipeg. And Roy, you need to settle everyone in the room down on we're headed into another playoff series now, and it's the second round. And at the end of this, the last couple of years, if you think his body is battered from dancing too much at a wedding, these hockey playoffs have beaten up your old man.
Yeah, that's true. But we did get rid of the heat early. Remember,
that's big for him.
A couple of years in the past,
You were rooting for that,
I've been juggling both teams.
He was driving both places.
It's great. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He was driving between Panthers that are in the Everglades and the Heat that are across the street. I tried to do that sort of yesterday to get to F1. It took me 2 hours and 52 minutes.
Wow.
Good God.
Well, I could have gotten to
another hour to go before you get to my house.
I could have gotten to Orlando. I could have gone to Disney World.
I need to see that outfit.
In the traffic it took me to get to F1, driving very slowly to see cars drive very fast.
Were you driving like on? I was very confused because I was there too. We didn't run into each other, but like, did you take regular streets? I couldn't figure out what took so long because like Mike Malley he left at 3 and was there by 3:45. What happened?
I had a driver that was taking us, and he made a terrible mistake.
Getting his money worth.
Oh, yeah. Is he hourly? I mean, that could be what was going on there. Old taxi cab situation, you know what I mean? You run the clock.
Whoopsie-doo.
Well, you guys all know I can be suckered on these fronts.
Yeah, your helicopter wasn't working? What happened?
I will remind, it wasn't, although my wife was wanting one. My wife was craving one.
She wanted the chopper, huh?
I mean, 3 hours. Yeah. 3 hours in traffic is.
Did you dress better than last year?
Well, no one will know. Yeah. If no one, there was only one photograph. I only took one photograph there, so somebody's got it. It's a very valuable photograph. I was getting French fries.
Really? Yeah. How are the fries there?
Truffle?
Everything's very overpriced.
Oh, my God. $35 for garbanzos and fries. What?
What?
That whole thing is so vapid.
Where are you going to go? Once they got you there, where are you going to go?
That is correct.
Yes. Who eats garbanzo beans with their fries?
Yeah.
The hell are you talking
Sounds
about?
nice, actually. I'm with Dan on this.
Weird.
Complete your protein.
Ketchup.
Buddy Hield was scoreless in Game 6.
So?
Just warming up.
So is not really the reaction there, Stugotz. I don't know what you think I was saying there.
It doesn't mean he's incapable of going 9 of 11 the next night. He's a shooter.
I'm saying, Buddy Hield, I want you to absorb how we do basketball analysis. Please. Golden State advance because they're tougher than Houston or whatever. Whatever it's going to be. These last games in basketball are tremendous, are they not? Like what we're headed into are the teams you want to see playing against each other. It's the 8 best of this, is it not?
I think most people would have taken Golden State and the Lakers, and they're getting Golden State and Minnesota.
Yeah,
it's still a great matchup.
I miss that. I miss LeBron not being.
Okay, so that would have been a better series than Minnesota Golden.
This is still good though.
Anthony Edwards is fun. I don't know.
I would argue that Anthony Edwards against these guys, against Steph and Jimmy and Draymond and those attitudes.
Better than Luka and LeBron?
Yeah, because I think we all knew that Luka and LeBron was this sort of weird, it was almost this weird conglomeration of stars that didn't choose to be together, where it felt like this Butler, Curry, Draymond thing is one last ride for it. And now you have Anthony Edwards, who's looking to take the throne from yet another Western Conference superstar. To me, those two attitudes of teams against each other is going to make for better television than an actual series between the Lakers and Warriors would have.
It's Mike. You've been a fan of this show, hopefully, for a long time, and you know how much Miller Lite means to me. For almost 20 years, Miller Lite has been a partner of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz, and now Miller Lite is celebrating its 50th anniversary. Cheers to them. Cheers to 50 incredible years. And for you at home, you know that Miller time always means a good time. From game night to parties with friends or a special anniversary, celebrating important occasions means more moments with the coolest people in your life. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Lite, the great tasting light beer for people who love beer since 1975. Now's a perfect time to celebrate legendary stories with friends, family, and a great tasting light beer. It's Miller time. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.